Stop recording button. Double tap to activate.
Hello, my yarn lovers, my crafty and creative people. If you are sighted, you know this video is about yarn. And if you're blind or visually impaired, I say that because the bed that I sit on, well, it is surrounded by a mountain of yarn. Yes, that's right. We gotta do another yarn sale video. Oh my goodness, I thought yarn sale season was over for a little bit because, we just had two big ones for Memorial Day. Well, guess what? My favorite local yarn store, you know what it is if you're on my channel, is Paradise Fibers. They're located in Spokane, Washington. I live in Eastern Washington. I don't live in Spokane, but they are my closest favorite local yarn store. And they're having a summer yarn party. What? Yeah. Okay, so first, let's get this out of the way. I am in no way affiliated with Paradise Fibers, okay? Our affiliation, I go to their website. I browse the yarn. I put it in my cart. I give them my credit card number. And then yarn shows up on my doorstep, okay? I'm just a happy customer. I'm not affiliated with them. They didn't sponsor this video. They didn't ask me to make this video. They didn't send me free yarn to make this video. I'm just a happy, satisfied customer. Okay? That's it. So let's get that out of the way. Okay. Sale dates. Sale dates are good from May 31st to June 8th, 2025. Now, of course, you can watch this video after those dates and still learn about Paradise Fibers. I encourage you to shop there. Okay? If you order online, they will ship free in the United States for orders over $99. Now, whether you should spend $99 or not, that's up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not take financial advice from me. I tell you, yarn math, it's like shoe math, right? You donate one pair, you buy two more. You make one sweater, you buy enough yarn to make two more. That's how yarn math works at my house. So please shop responsibly. You should probably shop sober too, whether you're shopping online or certainly in person. Just saying, some things to consider. But Paradise Fibers is my favorite local yarn store. Yeah, I know summer's coming up. Some of y'all are taking road trips. If you're a yarn lover and you're anywhere near Eastern Washington, near Idaho, Spokane, it's on I-90, and I highly encourage you to take a whole morning and stop off at Paradise Fibers, okay? Now, I just made a video for them for local yarn store day. And I also did one for the Mother's Day sale. Well, guess what? I did shop at the Mother's Day sale. So if you already watched those and you don't want to see some repeats of some of the yarn, then let's get the new stuff out of the way. What are my acquisitions that I bought from the Mother's Day sale? Okay, let's actually talk about first the details of this sale. Okay, so everything site-wide until June 8th, 2025 is 10% off. 10% off site-wide. And then they have two lines of yarn that are 15% off specifically. One is Juniper Moon. Now, I'm really excited about Juniper Moon because guess what? Juniper Moon has a line of yarns that are called Cumulus. What's Cumulus? Like cumulus clouds, like light and fluffy, right? Well, apparently, they've got some yarns as well that involve Mako cotton, right? We're all looking for soft, breathable, light cottons to wear for the summer. But we don't necessarily want to wear like scratchy, kitchen cotton, right? So they supposedly have Mako cotton. Now, I've never ever worked with Mako cotton before, and I've been wanting to get my hands on Mako cotton for a long time. So I guess Juniper Moons has some Pima cotton and some Mako cotton. Now, I've worked with Pima cotton before, and I love Pima cotton. It's definitely garment cotton. Everybody who's worked with Mako cotton says Mako cotton is even softer and even nicer than Pima cotton. So you know I want to get my hands on that. So 15% off the Juniper Moons yarn. And then they also have some Jody Long yarn. Jody Long is a knitwear designer. And the yarn line involves some Italian superwash extra fine merino. Oh my goodness, some luscious, luscious yarns. So those two, Juniper Moon and Jody Long, J's are 15% off for the June sale. Hey, probably just a coincidence, but easy way to remember it, right? Juniper Moon, Jody Long, 15% off in June. Okay, everything else 10% off. So let's briefly look at my acquisitions from the Mother's Day sale. I was super good. I can't lie. I was good. Okay, I was. I bought me some Cascade Cherub DK in the baby blue. You know I love to have yarn on hand to make baby projects, baby blankets, baby sweaters, baby booties, baby hats. I just like to have baby colors, baby yarn around for making gifts, right? I just love to give baby gifts away. So I got a whole bag of the baby blue in the Cherub DK. So that was my first acquisition from the Mother's Day sale. And my second one, I told you, yeah I did. I said if you were looking for your Malabrigo reels in the Ravelry red, well, you were too late. Here it is. Look at that deep, rich, beautiful red. Yeah, I bought every single skein of Ravelry red that they have at Paradise Farm. They had at Paradise Farm. Now they do restock regularly, but they are a small local yarn store. But I love my Malabrigo. So this is your chance to get Malabrigo yarns, the whole what they have there, for 10% off. They've got your Malabrigo Rios. They got your Malabrigo Rasta, the Mecha, the Arroyo, the Silk Alpaca, the Silk Lace, all of that 10% off. I do know their prices are pretty much up with any other local yarn store. So these big hanks of the Malabrigo Rios, this is a super wash yarn. It is very, very soft. It is like the softest, squishiest yarn. I love it. Malabrigo Rios is one of my favorite yarns. You can see it. It's a nice, thick number 4, right? That's a nice, thick number 4. So, yeah. And you can get, you kind of got to go through the colors, right? Because they do often have colors that are out of stock because they are a small store. But just keep checking, just keep looking. They often have the purple, they'll often have the Anniversario, the Diana, some of the purples in stock. So, you know, check. But this is definitely your chance. It's $17 a hank normally. So you're going to get that for 10% off. So, right, that's $1.70 off. So what is that, 15? Is that 15.30 a skein? So, in my opinion, that's a pretty good deal. So you know it. I think I bought 7 skeins or whatever it is that they had in stock. You know I bought it. So those are my most recent acquisitions from Paradise Fibers. And if you've watched my previous Paradise Fiber videos before, this is also some Malabrigo Reels. If you haven't seen it before, this is the Purpurus, the purple, and it is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, sweater or a sweater dress? I don't know. I just know it's beautiful. I know it's luscious. I know it's soft. So that was my acquisition from last summer, was the purple. This summer, it's the Ravelry Red. I do try to control myself when I shop at Paradise Fibers. I do. I try to make smaller purchases, but, you know, sometimes I'm successful. Well, sometimes I'm not, right? So, that's the Malabrigo. Let's see, what else have, some of these, if you watched my videos, are going to be repeats. Some of them are going to be new. Let's talk about, this is what I haven't shown I don't think on any of my Paradise Fibers videos. So they do carry a small amount of the Plymouth yarns. They do carry your Plymouth Encore worsted. You know my opinion on that. It's not the softest yarn, but it is affordable. If you're looking for affordable, Encore is 75% acrylic, 25% wool, but it's not merino wool. So this is the Plymouth Homestead Tweed. This is a heavy number 4. It is an Aran, right? In my opinion, it's a very thick, I wouldn't call it a 5, but it's definitely a thick 4. This is the color burgundy. Now this is a nice tweed. It's not super tweedy. Some people don't like this tweeds to be super tweedy. It's a little bit, I don't know that I'd call it roving, but it does definitely seem to have some variability in the thickness. And this is 90% wool and 10% of that Donegal tweed with the numps. It is not super washed. So this would make a beautiful sweater, a beautiful tweedy cardi, but it's going to be a hand wash item. They do have select colors in this though, and this burgundy is pretty. This again, this is not a merino wool. I'm just going to tell you, this is a very rustic wool. Okay, it's rustic. That's what I'm going to say. Meaning it's not super processed. It's a little bit scratchier. So, I would make a cardi out of this. I would. I'd make a cardi. It's probably, I think I probably bought it for that reason. I was thinking cardi, where you'd wear it over something. If I made a beautiful, because it would make a beautiful cable tweed sweater. But I would probably wear something underneath it. That's just my feeling on some of the rustic wools. But they do carry some Plymouth yarns. So if you're looking for that, that's a good place to get it. So this is one I've never seen. So if you're like, should I tune out of the Paradise Fiber video because I've seen all these before? Well, here's one you haven't seen before. I dug this down deep from the bottom of Yarn Mountain. Okay, I actually was excavating in Yarn Mountain looking for yarns for this video. I had to sit down and take a rest. I was so tired before I made the video. But that is a beautiful tweedy rustic yarn that I dug out for y'all. Okay, so now here is they have your whole line of, okay, let's talk about briefly, they have Noro yarns, and I know Noro yarns can be difficult to get a hold of, so if you're looking for some of the wool, some of the silk blends, now this is a line that I got there a long time ago. This is a discontinued yarn. You're not going to find this there anymore, but this is the Ira. If you're ever wondering, the Iro, what some of the Noro yarns kind of look like. This is one of the real thick, another heavy worsted. This is like a tweedy. This is one of those that I would call almost a roving, where it's thicker and thinner. But this will give you an idea of what some of the colors. This is why people do like their yarns. This is not a super wash wool. This is not a merino. It's another thick, thin, sort of rusticy wool. And that's kind of what Noro has. But you will not find this particular line there anymore. Noro has discontinued it. But you will find the Silk Garden there. And this is a wool silk blend. So you will still find other wool silk blends from Noro at Paradise Fibers. You will also find your Baroccos there. You will find your Barocco Vintage line, and you will find your Barocco Comforts there. So that's a great source for those. And then I think most everything else that I get there is Cascade yarns. I live in Washington State. I can't help it. I love Cascade yarns. Now this is the Cascade Heritage Silk, and this is an amazing yarn. It is 85% superwash merino and 15% silk. Yeah, it's amazing. This is Cascade Heritage Silk. Now, the yarn, the site presently says that the silk is out of stock. So I can't guarantee yet that they're going to bring it back in time for the sale. I don't think Cascade is discontinuing Heritage Silk. I just think sometimes Paradise Fibers can't keep up. But they do have the Cascade Heritage, which is your traditional sock yarn of the superwash merino and nylon. That is in stock. Superwash, the Cascade Heritage, sock weight yarn, superwash merino, and nylon is in stock. Cascade Heritage silk with the 15% silk currently out of stock. If you're hunting for that, which you know I do, right? I go all over the internet when I'm going to get my Heritage silk. You can get it there, but just keep looking. So if that's what you're in the market for, if that's what you're hunting down, you might have to check back numerous times and see if they get it again, because sometimes that can be a difficult one to find. Okay. Now they have, let's see, what else are we going to talk about? Ooh, 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 I get so excited about yarn. I do. You know it. Okay, that is not a Cascade. Let's talk about Anchor Bay. Okay, this is a dark purple. Now, I do believe this could be a discontinued color. I'm not totally sure. Anchor Bay is it's a thicker DK. It's a nice DK weight yarn. Look at that. That's a beautiful DK weight yarn. This is 50% superwash merino, 50% cotton. I like it, right? I think it's a beautiful color. I think it's a beautiful yarn. You've probably seen it on here before. This is a tank top that I did knit up myself. And the Anchor Bay, this is in the dark red. You got the lace on the bottom. You got the lace on the collar. I've told you this story before. It's my first time doing the I-cord edging, and I did not do a perfect job. I believe this is the ruby or the red, a dark, dark red. And I also believe that this is a free pattern off the Cascade Yarns website. So if you're looking at the Anchor Bay and you're thinking that you might want to make this tank top and hopefully do a better job with your I-cord edging than me, then check the Cascade Yarns website and get you some Anchor Bay. All right, let's get that out of the way. Let's talk about, thinking, Fred. Okay, let's talk about this is more of the Cherub DK. This is in the baby pink. So if you're looking for your baby colors, again, they've got like baby pink, they got the baby lavender, they got the mint, they got all your baby pastels. I think that's a nice DK. This is the whole Cherub line. They have the Cherub Sport, they have the Cherub DK, they have the Cherub Aran. That is a nylon and acrylic blend. It is very soft, so if you've got a wool allergy, right? Wool allergies, the Cherub line is great. And they're also a great yarn for babies. Machine wash, right? No allergies to deal with. I think the Cherub line, all of them, from the Sport to the Aran, I think you can do baby blankets. I think you can do baby socks, baby hats, baby sweaters, all of it, okay? So that's your Cherub baby. Let's see. I thought I still had my little bit of, oh my goodness. Sometimes I tell myself, be better organized. And then I just pile yarn up on the bed. And I'm not very organized. Okay. This is the Cherub Aran. You've probably seen it before. I just want for anybody who is new. This is some leftovers that I had. I made a shawl. So this is the Aran. It is a little bit thicker. This is a really dark red. It's like a magenta maybe. This might be a discontinued color because I struggle to find it. If you don't know yet, I don't even think I introduced myself. Hi, my name's May. I love yarn, I love knit and crochet, and I also happen to be visually impaired. I am completely colorblind. I have been since birth. So I do my best to do all my homework, get on the internet, double check my facts, go to the Cascade Yarns webpage, get the colors, all the good stuff, but sometimes I get the colors wrong because I've never seen color. So, but nylon and acrylic, if you're looking for a slightly heavier weight, this is a very nice yarn. Makes great shawls, right? I made a shawl with it. I love it. It's beautiful. So, we got that. All right, let's see. Before we talk about more Cascade yarns, that is not a Cascade yarn. That is not from Paradise Fibers. Okay, I've shown this on here before. This is your Haiku Kabasi. This is a fingering weight. You can see that's pretty fine. This is a fingering weight soft yarn. Kabasi stands for cotton, bamboo, silk, and nylon for strength. So this is a wonderful, again, no animal fibers, right? You got natural fibers, right? Your cotton, bamboo, and silk, all natural fibers, but not your nylon. But those three are, but no animal fibers. So if you're allergic to wool, alpaca, those kinds of things, this is a great alternative. It's also great for summer weight socks. It'd be great for any kind of summer wear, tank tops, shawls, sweaters. I think this is beautiful. This happens to be in the white, but of course I have some in the red somewhere. And I personally, Haiku Kabasi can be difficult to find. So Paradise Fibers does carry it. Okay, let's talk about what else do we want to talk about here. I got so much yarny goodness going on here. It's exciting. Oh my God. Oh, this is some more Malabrego. You've seen this before. I think I've showed this on every Paradise Fibers video. This is the Malabrego. This is the lace weight. This is the purple mystery. Ooh, we'll pull a strand out in case you didn't see the other two videos. We will pull a strand out. This is the lace weight. It is a thread. It is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Woo! That's going to take some patience, but it will be worth it. I think this is not superwash wool, okay? But I think it would make a beautiful, I can touch it. I think this would make a fantastic shawl, a sweater, a dress. If you have the patience to make a lace weight dress, go for it. This would be amazing. But it would even just make a lovely scarf. This is, even though it's not a superwash, it is a next to your skin kind of wool because it's Malabrego, right? Yeah. So I would definitely make a scarf out of this. I would make a shawl out of this. I would wear it next to my skin. It is luscious. It is amazing. I can't brag enough about my Malabrego. I love it. Okay. So now, of course, I think we're going to mostly get into some yarns that if you've watched my previous videos, you've probably seen most of these before. You might see a few different colors that I dug out that are different, but they do carry your Malabrego, or no, your Cascade 220. So they got the 220, they got the 220 Sport, they got 220 Superwash, 220 Superwash Merino, 220 Superwash Sport. Now, I'm not a textile expert by any means, but I've been reading a lot, and I've been knitting for about 16 years. I've been shopping for yarn for about 16 years. So I don't know all the details on the difference between superwash and non-superwash, but I do know that the superwash has been treated in such a way that it can tolerate a little more machine washing. So if it's not a superwash wool, then you probably just don't, you probably just want to say that's going to be a hand wash item. That's going to be something that might felt. So if you're looking for something that'll felt, then go with the one that's not superwash. But if you're looking for something that for a baby or something for every day, that you could, something for socks, something you just want to be able to throw in the wash, easy care, then I would certainly look for the word superwash. So when you're shopping for your Cascade 220 line, if you want washable stuff for babies, make sure you look for the word superwash, okay? Because Paradise Fibers carries 220 and 220 Superwash. They carry Cascade 220 Sport and Cascade 220 Superwash Sport. The Superwash is going to cost you a little bit more money because it's been treated to be more tolerant of machine washing. Now, just my opinion, I would still wash it on gentle. I'd probably still wash it on cold, okay? Yeah, and you use your own judgment on whether or not you should put things in the wash, what temperature, if you should put it in the dryer or not. If you're not sure and you're really concerned about that, I would say to knit or crochet up a swatch, a little swatch, measure it, right? Put it in the washer on what you want to wash it on, put it in the dryer, measure it again, see how much shrinkage you got. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. This is the Cascade 220 Superwash Sport in the ruby. This is a really dark red. I think it's gorgeous. I love the ruby. Now this is the 220 Superwash, which is more of the worsted weight. I do consider the 220, okay, first of all, they call 220 Superwash Sport a sport. I think most of us think of it as a little bit more of a DK weight, right? It's a little bit thick for a sport. And then they have the 220 Superwash, which is considered a number 4. I consider it a light number 4. You can tell there's not much of a difference in these two yarns. But I brought this one in now because this is the 220 Superwash and the really red. So this will give you the opportunity to see the difference in the ruby red and the really red. The ruby is a little bit darker than the really red. So, okay, that's what your ruby looks like next to your really red. Let's look at a few other colors. Let's look at a little bit more of the 220 Superwash. I pulled out some different colors that I don't think I've had on here before. I always buy this stuff thinking baby projects. So this is one little lonely skein of the peach. I was thinking something for a baby. I've been told my whole life I can't wear peach. So I know I didn't buy one lonely skein of peach for me, and I don't know what I'd do with one skein of peach for me, right? Maybe a scarf or a hat or something, but I'm sure I was thinking baby. So this is what the peach looks like. That I don't think has made an appearance on the channel before. What else? What else? Okay, let's save that. Let's look at the lemon. I dug this way out too. These are like old. These are some of my first Paradise. These are old. They got the old Paradise Fibers barcodes on them and everything. I don't know that they're still tagging each individual item with the Paradise Fibers barcode anymore. I would imagine that even the prices on these are no longer accurate because I probably bought these when I first moved into this house, which is now 9.5 years ago. But this is the lemon. It's a nice, pretty yellow. I cannot wear yellow. I've been told that my whole life. You cannot wear yellow. You're a Chinese woman. But again, I'm sure I bought this thinking of some fun baby projects. This is the Cascade 220 Superwash. This is the width of the yarn. It's a light number 4 in my opinion. But I do think, even though I can't wear it, I think that is a very, very pretty lemon. I got 2 of those. So I was probably thinking baby sweater or something, right? I'm not gonna lie. I buy a lot of yarn to make baby stuff to just give away. And is that all my 220? Oh, we got some 220 in the navy as well. I don't know that you've seen this before. I think I bought enough of this, right, for me. This is sweater quantity for me. Yay! I do buy paired, and this is navy, which is a color I've been told I can wear. So this is the navy blue. It's a very, very dark blue. It's not a black, but it's a very dark blue. I like it. I know I can wear it, and I did buy enough to make something for myself. Very, very excited about that. And these also have the old Paradise Fibers tags on them. Probably, again, the price is probably out of date on these. Okay. If you don't know yet why I keep my yarn all sorted in the bags, in the plastic, is because I am colorblind. And if I didn't take it out of the bag and then put it right back, I would be so confused. I wouldn't know what colors were what. So I know it's crinkly. I know it's noisy. I know it's annoying, right? Especially if you got your earbuds in. But if I don't keep my yarn separated by color, I will absolutely not have a clue what I'm dealing with. So I kind of have to do that. And of course they do have the Cascade 220 Super Wash Merino. That is going to cost you just a little bit more because it's a little bit of a thicker one, and it is merino, which means it's even softer. So that one will cost you more. If you've seen my previous two videos, this is on both of them. This is in the pastel lilac. This is the baby hat with the faux fur cables and the lace and the ruffle brim and the bow. And this is the cardi that I designed myself with the eyelet raglan and the ruffle. So you can make something like that. Let's see, we talked about the really red. We looked at that next to the ruby. That is not a Cascade yarn. Oh yeah, this is the raspberry. Oh my gosh, I went digging deep. This is the raspberry. Would love to know your opinion on this. A long, long, long time ago, I tried to make myself some of these flip top mitts, but I wasn't very good at what I was doing yet. So I made these. But do you think I should just rip them out and reclaim the yarn? Or do you think I should... I don't even remember what I was doing. I don't remember the pattern. I don't even think I was using a pattern. I think I was making it up as I went along. So the truth is, I don't know if I could replicate this to make a second mitt or not. I have no idea. I've started a second one, but I haven't done the flip top yet. I don't know if I should maybe just rip the flip tops off and just leave them as fingerless mitts. They're like some seed stitch. I started this project years ago when I first moved into this house, and then I never finished it. Oh my God, yeah. There's no pattern in here. Well, no, I don't think that is a pattern. I don't know what's going on. But I don't really know that I knew what I was doing at all. So, I don't know. But this is the raspberry. Let me know what you think. I'm kind of thinking of ripping the tops off and just going with fingerless mitts without the tops. I just like to make stuff up. You wouldn't believe the stuff I found. Oh my gosh, this is old. Okay, this is old. That is a UFO, right? In the crafting community, we call that a UFO, an unfinished object. I wouldn't just call it a whip. I wouldn't just call it a napping whip or a sleeping whip or even a hibernating whip. This is probably comatose whip, okay? At the point of being ripped out and reclaimed. I'm not sure. I'm really on the fence about what to do with that. That is so old. Woo! So, let's, okay, this is the winter white. I got one skein. in the winter white. And why I pulled that out is so that you can look at the white versus the winter white versus, well, let's look at some mint first. Let's look at some Cascade 220 Super Wash Sport in the mint. I also believe this is a color I haven't shown on here yet. This is the 220 Sport. Again, I think it's a little bit thick for a sport. I call it a light DK. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful mint. I bought 3 skeins. And I think I was probably thinking, I think I even started a baby project. Then, of course, you know, ripped it out. But this is what it looks like. That is, I'm pretty sure, but I think this is a really pretty mint green. I'm not too into greens. I really love the dark, dark, dark greens, like the pine greens. And then I do like these really pretty light mint greens. I don't know if I can wear them, though. My mom always tells me I can't, so I don't know. But I do think it would make a beautiful, beautiful baby project. Whenever I started, I did not finish. Just frogged it. But that is also something you can get at the Paradise Fibers. Let's briefly talk about the Pacific line of yarns. These are, okay, Cascade Sport. And this is, I'm trying to remember the details on this. This is acrylic. I know it's acrylic and superwash. I want to say it's 60% acrylic and 40% superwash. I honestly don't remember if it's merino or not. I don't even think I can read the package to tell you. But it is a baby yarn. They carry the Pacific Sport and the Pacific Worsted and the Pacific Chunky. And it is a baby yarn. It's very soft. I would use it for baby projects. I would use it for baby blankets. I would use it for baby sweaters, baby hats. I would use it for clothing for myself. I believe it's 60% superwash acrylic and 40%, or excuse me, 60% acrylic and 40% superwash merino. I believe it's merino because it is really, really soft. This is the white, and yeah, I'd say babies, I'd say clothing, I would say scarves with this. This is a next to your skin scarf kind of yarn. Machine washable, but you know, because the wool, I love the wool, but for people with wool allergies, probably not for them. Okay, let's talk about, this is some Cascade 220 Superwash Sport. And I believe this color is Cotton Candy. Another one that I bought for baby stuff. I know I can't wear this color, but it still is some nice baby yarn. So if you're looking for your baby pastels, definitely check out, I would say, any of the Cascade 220 super washes, whether it's the Sport or the 220 or the 220 Merino. I think all of them make great, we already talked about that, make great baby projects. Let me feel around. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Whew, my goodness, my goodness. I grabbed some of everything tonight trying to make this video. Okay, let's talk about the different white that they have in these different lines of yarn in the Cascade. Because as somebody who's colorblind, I've been told I can't wear yellows. And so when I'm looking for whites and I'm looking for creams in winter, white, it does make a difference to me. Because I don't want to get one that's super, super creamy, right? Because I can't wear that. So if you're like that as well, let's look at the white. This is the Cascade 220 Superwash Sport. This is the white. Oh my goodness, you can tell this has been around for a long time. I can save this yarn. I really do. But it is a tangled mess. Yikes, right? Woo! I hope I can save this. I hope I can untangle this. I hope this is still usable. But this is the white. And then we're going to hold it up to the 220, the sport. And this is the winter white. Okay? And then this is the Aran, right? Which most of us know is like a little bit of a cream. And I honestly can't tell the subtleties in these three different shades. But you might, and it might really matter to you. So I have a little bit of each. I'm thinking that I was probably thinking of doing something with the white, either for myself, right? And then probably these creams and these Arans. I was probably thinking color work, you know, like the really red and the winter white, doing a color work project of some type. That would be my best guess as to what I was thinking. But who knows? So if you have eyesight, if you are not colorblind, you may be able to see a difference in these three shades. One thing I do love about the Cascade 220 line is they have a whole variety of shades of colors. They have so many. As somebody who's colorblind, it truly overwhelms me. All right, let's put these on. There's only one of these in the winter white. One of these in the Aran. Anything else? This is some Cascade 220 Super Wash Sport. This is a dark purple is what the Google Gemini AI says to me. I couldn't find it. I went to the Cascade website to look at the color palette. It is certainly possible that this is a discontinued color. I couldn't find it. That doesn't mean anything for sure, just because I don't find it, right? But it's possibly a discontinued color. I do really like it. I think it's beautiful. If you can tell when you watch my videos, I do love purples. I do. I think they're beautiful. So that's the purple. And let's see. I do believe this is a, oh my goodness, I wrote it on there with marker. This is one skein of the Christmas green. Again, I think I was thinking color work, right? I sometimes don't even know why I buy just one skein of something. I mean, really. Color work. So that's the only thing I can think of. Is that I was like, ooh, I'll do something striped or I'll do some color work. We got one skein of the Christmas green. And we got one lonely skein of these. This is like a silvery gray. Another one of these that's been around in my Yarn Mountain. This is in the bottom of Yarn Mountain. This has been around for a long time. Another absolutely tangled mess that I do hope that I can untangle and use in a color work project. I hope this is allowing some of you who have color vision to see some of the different colors, right? I know that matters to people who see color. And believe it or not, color matters, like in terms of projects and shades. I always am curious what color somebody's using, what color people are putting together. I'm like, and the reason that I care is because I like to learn about what colors I can possibly put together. I was like, I wonder if I can put that together. I wonder if I can put that together. So I'm always trying to learn that information. I think that these are also in the Cascade 220 Super Wash Sport. I do believe that these are mocha and chocolate. Again, I think I was thinking of doing, I got 2 skeins in the mocha, 2 things in the chocolate. I do believe I was probably thinking I think this is chocolate. I don't actually know, and I can't really tell. It might be, oh gosh. I hope it's, it could be black. I don't think it is. Colorblind thing. I don't know. But I think that I was thinking color work. So again, if this is the chocolate, you'll be able to see that they have some nice different shades of brown that you can sort of, you know, put together in projects if you're looking for multiple shades. I know that I bought 2 in the mocha and 2 in the chocolate, thinking of some type of color work project. And I think that's what it is. I think because I remember putting the chocolate into a ball to work with. And that helps me to distinguish the different yarns that I have. And then let's see. This I think has made an appearance on all my Paradise Fibers videos. This is the brown sheep cotton fleece. This is a, oh gosh, what is this? This is a wool cotton blend. It is a number 3 yarn. This is in the color berry. I think it's a really nice thick number 3, right? I think it's a beautiful yarn. I think it's thick. These are some nice big skeins. Now I believe the washing instructions on this are hand wash though. So, you know, I think it's not a super wash wool, and it's possible that the cotton would shrink. So keep that in mind if you buy the brown sheep cotton fleece. Not super wash wool, but this is the color berry. And I think the only other yarn that I did some digging up on is, I don't know what this is. I don't know. I know it feels like the 220 Superwash, but we looked at a lot of that 220 Superwash Sport. So I think what we're going to finish up with is, I think most everything else has been on here before, is the, what's that? Oh, this is some of the Pima. Let's look at that. This is the cotton. Okay, this is the cotton. Let's look at, this is Cascade Ultra Pima. This is in the color Syrah, which is sort of a dark wine red color. And this is 100% Pima cotton. And Paradise Fibers has both the Pima and the Ultra Pima Fine. So it comes in like, I believe this is the number 3 weight. Let's take a look at it. Let's hold up a strand of that for you to see. This is the Ultra Pima, and then the Ultra Pima Fine would be a sport weight, an even finer, thinner cotton. I couldn't find any Ultra Pima Fine in the house right now. Does that mean I don't own any? I just couldn't currently find it. It possibly, if you don't know, I had yarn in the basement. I had whips in the basement. House is under construction. That stuff all got moved out over a year ago for the construction. Put into storage. Haven't seen it since. So I don't even know all the yarn and all the whips that I have. But I do like this color, Syrah. It could be a discontinued color. Not positive on that, but you can get, that's one of the things that I love about the Paradise Fibers, is you can get Sarasota cotton, the Sarasota yarn, you can get the Nifty cotton, you can get so many, Elysium, you can get so many Cascade yarns on their page. This is the Cascade Fixation. This is on the edge of like a number 2 or a number 3 weight yarn. I think it's about 90, I want to say it's around 98% cotton or something, and then like 2% elastic or something. So it's really kind of a unique yarn. Let's look at one of these that I have. Which one of these have I worked with? One of these I've worked with. I know that. it's got elastic in it, and so it's super, super stretchy. That's something to keep in mind, that this might be a yarn that you really, if a pattern calls for cascade fixation, you probably want to use cascade fixation. And it's not necessarily a yarn that you can just swap in and out, because look at how stretchy that is with the elastic. So these are going to be very, very fitted garments. I don't know what color this is. I couldn't find it. It's possibly a discontinued color. My guess is that it's sort of a blue-gray color. Yeah, that would be my best guess. I did start working with it. I did have to frog it and rip it, because, you know, I sometimes lose track of what I'm doing. Imagine that, right? But this is Smoky Plum. These might be the same color. I don't think so. I don't think that these are the same color. This is the Smoky Plum, which I think is sort of a purple, blue, gray, maybe kind of a color. That would be my best guess. I like it. One thing I like about the cascade fixation, which is really unusual, is that your skeins are going to come all wrapped up, right? You can tell that, like, you can get a 6-pack, and this is the Yankee Red, and you can get a 6-pack all wrapped up into one, but then each individual skein, this is like a, this is a 6-pack, but then, okay, these are open. This is the white, and this is like a half of the 6-pack, so this is the white, but from Paradise Fiber, this is fuchsia, and so each little skein is individually wrapped, and that's kind of nice. It's like, even if it's sitting in the warehouse, right, for 5 years, and then it sits in my yarn stash for 5 years, each skein is going to be, each little ball is going to be individually wrapped, so you don't have to worry about it getting dirty or dusty, just dusty, right? So this is the fuchsia. You can see that this is a really, really nice color. I like it. This is the fuchsia. I've unwrapped that one. And then these two are still in the plastic. So we have that going on. And yeah, this is the white. And I think that is all for tonight. Oh yes, yeah, I think that this is fuchsia as well. This is, again, right after I moved into the house. This is a tank top. Can you believe this is so close to being done? I have no idea why I left it, why it's still in the whip pile. Like, I got the buttons on it and everything. I just need to finish sewing in the tails. This thing's been in storage for so long. I actually think I'm going to wash it before I even finish cutting off the tails, right? And finish trying it out. I don't even know if it still fits. I have no idea. I made this thing so long ago. I have no clue if it fits me. I have no clue. But it doesn't have not yet finished cutting the yarn. I think I had just a few more things to do. It's like a cross back tank top. Like, you wear the tank top and then you cross the straps over the back. Super, super cute. I don't know why I did not finish it. It is so close to being done. It's got these like little straps. So super cute. What in the world, right? Why don't I just finish that? Wow. Yeah. So, I think that is all for the yarn sale. Again, this is Paradise Fibers in Spokane. You can shop in person. You can shop on the internet. $99 minimum order for free shipping in the United States. The sale is good from May 31st, 2025 until June 8th. This is the summer yarn party. Yeah! We love a summer yarn party around here. 10% off site-wide and 15% off for the Juniper Moon, the Mako Cotton. I mean, where can you find Mako Cotton, right? And of course, the Jodi Long. So that's your video for today. You know I always love to help you find the yarn deals out there, because, hey, everything's expensive. right? So if we can save money on yarn, let's do it. I'm all about that. Okay. Well, I think that is all for today. Let me know if you enjoy these sale videos. Let me know if you do some shopping at the sales. Please say hello. I do use dictation on my phone. I can write back to you if you have questions. Let me know. Have you shopped at Paradise Fibers before? Have you been there in person? Have you touched the Malabrego? Yeah, I've actually been there in person. I have, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I went there. I touched the Malabrego. I touched the Cascade. I touched the Barocco. I did. Now, it's been years since I've been there, but I have been there in person, and you can too. So let me know if you've been in there. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you've touched the yarn. And let me know your thoughts on any of these yarns, because these are just my opinions. These are just my experiences. I'm just one person out there in the great big yarn community, okay? So I value your opinions as well. I can learn from you. So if you've worked with any of these yarns, if you love your Malabrego as much as me, please say hello. And of course, if you love Cascade yarns like I do, let me know. Because I'm a big fan, if you can't tell. I got a lot of Cascade yarns in this house. So, anyways, alrighty. Well, I think that's it for now. Bye-bye for now. Happy shopping. And like I said, shop responsibly. Okay? Alrighty. Good night.
Pause.
You want me to turn the light on at the end like I do sometimes so you can see some of these beautiful colors? I have no idea if anybody even sticks around to the end of my videos or not. I think this is the fuchsia, I think. And the tank top. This is the really red. Let's see, what other colors? This is the burgundy. Here's the tweed, if you wanted to see that. This is the nice tweedy bits in the burgundy. I think that's a pretty yarn. I don't do a whole lot of non-superwash wools, but apparently that got my attention. Let me put it on pause one more time. I'm going to see if I can dig out a few more yarns that you might want to see the color of.
Pause.
Okay, this is the white. This is the Aran. And this is the winter white. I have no idea if there's much of a color difference at all in those yarns. I don't know. I think that the winter white is a slightly creamier. Don't know. Really difficult for me to tell. But I know it does matter to some people. So there's that. And let me try to dig out one more yarn for you to see with the light on.
Pause.
All right. This is the Ravelry red in the Malabrego. Look at that. That is so soft and luscious and beautiful. And then this is one where I thought people might want to see them together as well to see the two different colors. This is the Cascade 220 Superwash Sport in the ruby, and this is the Cascade 220 Superwash in the really red. So they are slightly different shades. From everything I've been told, the ruby is a little bit of a darker. The really red is a little bit more of a vibrant red, more of a true red. Okay, I think that's all. I think this video has been plenty long. Happy shopping, my yarn lovers. All right, bye-bye.